Today, man, I'll be giving you guys my Minnesota Vikings playbook breakdown. I ran this playbook a pretty decent amount when the game came out. I eventually moved on to Jets playbook, which I already have a playbook breakdown on that. If you would like to see that, the link to that is going to be down in the description. But I did start out in the Minnesota Vikings playbook. Now, I probably don't run it how most of you guys run it. Most of you guys, you're probably coming out in the bunch tight end, tight Y off, are probably some of the most famous formations to come out in this playbook. If you're new to this channel, we run things a little bit differently around here. So a lot of stuff I was running was gun ace slot, deuce close to wing slot, a lot of two tight end stuff. But the reason I moved on from this playbook was just because I thought Jets had a lot of the stuff in here, but just a little bit better, or at least to me, because it had empty ace, which if you don't know what that formation is, it's empty, but with two tight ends on the line, three wide receivers. Pretty good formation. But I'm gonna be showing you guys in this video how to run the ball pretty good at this playbook. It's some really good dots that you could use with two tight ends. There also is a lot of under center in this playbook as well. Single back I form strong. We're gonna talk about it very briefly, just because there's not really a whole lot to talk about. But there is some really good under center formations you guys can run out of to have a pretty good run game. But the first formation that we're going to look at is gun ace. Now, ace offset is something I've ran a whole lot. It's the same as ace. The only difference is it doesn't have some of the same plays ace offset has in it. But there is some new plays in here that I actually like a lot. And the very first play that we're going to look at is the play to the far left, motion RPO read slide. This is a very good play. So some of my favorite RPOs in Madden or even college football are ones where somebody comes all the way across the line on an RPO. So you're going to see here, you're going to have the option to either keep it with your quarterback or throw this RPO to this guy on the slide. And it is a very good play. It's very good against man, cover zero. It even works pretty well against zone. And it is a very hard RPO to stop. Now, like I said, you can either throw the RPO, you can hand it off to the running back, or even keep it with your quarterback. I'm going to see if I can try to right here. And as you can see, keeping it with your quarterback has a very big play potential with this, especially if you have a fast quarterback. Now, another play that you can run that's kind of a build off of that play a little bit is the play to the far right. I like a whole lot. Motion RPO alert Y flat. So it's kind of very similar to that play. The receiver is going to come all the way in motion, but he's actually going to be a blocker, and the person you're actually going to look to throw the ball to is actually the tight end. You cannot keep it with the quarterback here. You kind of do have to throw it, but it's a nice little build off. They think, okay, cool, it's going to come to this wide receiver right here, but the whole time he's coming up, he's probably going to try to block their user that's flying down, and then that gives you a nice little opening there to kind of throw it to the tight end. So a nice little build off play off that. I like RPOs a whole lot and it works really well. Now there is other plays in this formation that are like, you know, the same thing where the receiver comes across the line. You can throw the ball. I'm not the biggest fan out of a lot of those plays, but if you guys want to look into them, you can. I'm not going to talk about them in this video. The next play we'll look at out of this formation is going to be the play right there in the middle, read option. Now this play is not as good as it once used to be. Back in the day, man, Madden 22, Madden 21, 23, 24, all these older Maddens, it was so good because, you know, I mean, it's a simple little option, but if you saw what just happened right there, you see how Michael Parsons is trying to bite in on the run, but the tight end is sitting there just kind of running into him. That is kind of what has ruined this play over the years. It did not used to be like that. The tight end used to never kind of bump right into him. So nowadays, if you want to run this play, a lot of times I kind of just use it as a normal handoff because, you know, like I said, the tight end's kind of blocking that D end anyway, so the handoff is going to always kind of be there. And if you actually want to keep it with the quarterback, two things you're either going to have to do is, one, motion this tight end across the line right here so you don't have to worry about him getting bumped, or what you could do is you can actually motion this tight end out wide right here, take away maybe a slot corner or somebody like that, and then you'll be able to keep it. So like I said, you used to never have to do that, but it is a nice little run out of this formation, even if you just kind of use it as a normal inside zone type of run. Our next play is going to be the play to the far left, flood post. A play I would really wish they had in there here is like a Y sail or a Z spot, but they don't. So that's kind of how I actually use this play, flood post. I actually kind of turn this in to a Y sail or a Z spot. If you don't know what a Z spot or Y sail is, it looks a little something like this. Basically, your outside receiver is going to be on a streak. Your tight end's going to be on a corner route coming underneath that. And this would essentially be Y sail. I think Z spot would be the one where the backside tight end's on a little out route like that. So I kind of always end up turning it into this. Is one of my favorite plays in the whole game. And if you're wondering like what makes this so unique compared to other formations, it's just having these two tight ends on the line, especially going against man coverage. It creates such big mismatches because things you could do is, right, I could block a tight end right here. I still have my other tight end for the man coverage mismatch. And then if I really want to, right, I can always motion this up. I don't know why is my running back player locked? What I was trying to do is I was trying to motion the running back out wide right here, and you can see you're kind of create a bit of an empty set, and you're still picking up the blitz with your mismatch there with the tight end. So that's always what I liked about these two tight end formations, is just being able to pick up blitzes very easily and creating A lot of mismatches, mostly used for man coverage. So if you are struggling with man coverage or even man type blitzes, 2 tight end sets are gonna help you out a whole lot. Which is why I created this offense all the way back in Madden 21. Because if you guys remember bench press in Madden 21, this is how this offense was created pretty much. But yeah, just creating a very simple little Z spot route combo like this. This is gonna work really good against cover 3. Cover 4, it's all going to work really against Tampa 2. It's going to be a little bit more of a struggle. Man coverage is going to be some a little bit different adjustments we're going to want to make. And really, your progression system is you're looking at this flat route. So the running back, it's high love. If like I said, you're running this against cover 3 or cover 4, you're looking for whoever the slot corner is or whoever's in that type of curl flat. If they're running down with the running back, you go high. You take the corner route. If they play high on the corner route, then you go underneath there to the flat route to the running back. And then the streak here for the receiver is just a clear route. He's not really a real route you're looking for. And then your backside stuff is just if all else kind of fails there on the right side of the flood concept. A lot of times though, I actually don't even keep Y on the little hitch or whatever. I actually put him on a streak, so it could be a bit of a clear route. And I actually put the backside receiver, I either put him on a little drag route, you could do an in route, or you could even do a return route just to have him kind of run a route a little bit slower. You could see it. We just got screamed at. I like the return route just because they run it a little bit slower, and sometimes their user is not going to be able to get over there to see it in time by the time they've used it and everything. But yeah, this route combo right here is really good for cover 3, cover 4. Now, if we're going against like a Tampa 2, what we could really do is we could streak both of these tight ends right here. And then we can kind of create just like a little mesh underneath. So if you have, if they're not blitzing and you're going to have time to put extra routes out there, I'd put the running back out wide and just kind of double mesh it like this. And really you'll be you're looking for the tight ends right down the seams because that's, kind of the cover 2 weakness. Or if you want, you could put the other outside receiver either on a streak as well. And then you're either looking for the shot hole between the deep halves and the cloud flats on the left and right outside corner or receivers. And then, or you're looking for the deep shot right down the middle to your tight ends. And then you have your little running back underneath for a nice little drag. I don't even know what the defense was actually in right there. And then if you're going against man, I mean, there's different things we could do against man. If you're going against the cover 0 man, which you typically will, which I guess I could probably have the AI come out now. Typically, if this is going to apply to any type of mid blitz. If we're going against, what do we got? 6-1, 3-4, things like that, where extra people on the D line. We'll just block a tight end. That's going to pretty much pick this whole thing up. If their user is mugging the line, you'll also just untarget him, and then the whole blitz is pretty much picked up. So what I like to do is I always like to have my other tight end on some type of corner route. Now, whatever side that tight end is on the corner route, I do not want the receiver running anything deep down the field. It's got to be something underneath. So he's either got to run a drag, in this case, or a return route, something like that. Now, the running back, I like to also motion him out wide, and I actually like to streak him a lot of times because, for example, if they're in middle blitz, their users a lot of times is the one that's using the running back. So you put him out wide like that, you got a chance at some really big play bomb on opportunity. And then as for my backside receiver in this case, we could either go full on mesh, double drags, or you can put him on a nice little hitch route. I love my hitches, especially if it's a shade up top, man. It's pretty much going to get open every time. So this right here kills, man. The tight end on the corner route, a lot of times if he's one-on-one and man, he's going to win. And then like I said, if their user is the one that's supposed to be guarding this running back, there's a chance this could be big play bomb opportunity. So this stuff right here really does a good job killing man. Now let's say they're not sending a blitz and we're going to be able to put everybody on a route. If we're able to put anybody on a route, then we can kind of just do the same thing, and we can just, if you want to put the other tight end, actually if it's you could do the double mesh if it's like shade up top or something like that. But if it's shade down, something you could do is you could actually streak your other tight end, because if it's shade down, you got a pretty fast tight end. If there's no safety in that middle, if he's flicking a deep half, it's going to be open every time. So something like that is really good. But yeah, anytime you put a tight end on some type of corner route, so it's going to kill most coverages. Man coverages is what I really meant to say. The very last play that we're going to take a look at in this ace is going to be the play to the far right. It's going to be PA read. PA read is going to be kind of our mesh concept. And the first thing you're going to want to do when you see, and this is anytime you see your offensive line with those little blue lines underneath them, you're going to want to hit LB and then put your left stick down where it says base. You got to reset the blocking. I don't know why EA put that in the game this year, but it's really, really bad. The first thing we're going to do here when we come out in this play is we're going to put A on a drag. So now you can see we got our nice little mesh concept right there. I also like to take RB off the play action. I'm not a play action guy, so I typically like to go with a flat route, or you can do like a swing route, something like that. I'm just not a very big play action guy. And then as for the receiver on the comeback route, I like to actually put him on a streak just because I feel like the comeback in this crossing right here kind of get what? Nobody told him the motion. This game is amazing. amazing. So yeah, you kind of have you got a high low right there in the middle with the mesh, and then you also have your backside receiver on kind of it's a bit of a funky post route, but it runs really good, as you can see right there. He kind of, I want to say they were in like a Tampa 2. It's just a pretty simple post route. I mean, if you want to take him off that post and put him on a normal post and just stem it down, you can. It's really up to you, but it's just kind of a very high-low thing over the middle, attack in the middle of this field. So, you know, you gotta have route combos like that. I know we kind of showed we set it up like that a lot of times at the D spot, but this one's pretty good too. This is gonna work really good against like Tampa 2, cover 4. I'd probably even say man a little bit as well, just because you got the crossers and stuff. But if it's gonna be man, I would actually take your running back off the flat route, and you could probably maybe put him on a little out route like that. It's up to you though. You could still keep him on a flat route, because if they route coming out inside, believe it or not, your flat route's actually gonna be open. You're gonna be able to throw it pretty quickly because the DB's not gonna react to him running it initially. But I really like this against Tampa 2 and cover 4. And then the little Z spot Y sail route combo we kind of talked about. I like that a whole lot against cover 3 and cover 4. We are now going to move on to the formation ace slot. So ace slot it's very similar to ace. The only difference is you can see instead of your receivers being lined up on the outside, your other receiver is going to be lined up in the slot right next to him. One of my favorite plays out of this, I'm sure you guys have seen this play before. It's going to be the play to the far left post. It's a very, honestly, I feel like an iconic play in Madden. I mean, just the stock play itself, it pretty much beats every coverage in the game. Cover 3, cover 4, Tampa 2, man coverage. I mean, you pretty much name it. Now, I will admit, typically when I run it, only thing adjustment I really like to do is I like to take B off the corner route, and I do like to put him on a streak just because it's kind of a clear route for the post route. I'm always a big clear route guy for routes. And then honestly, just running this play pretty much stock like this, because this clear route streak is going to get that post route open against any type of zone coverage in the game. It does not matter what it is. Now, against man coverage, you would not want to leave B on the streak. Honestly, if you want to, you could put him on a nice little zig route, and then obviously you want to take this tight end off the flat route. You can put him on a little drag like that, so you got your little mesh. This right here is a really good route combo against man. I don't know if the AI is in man. They are not in man. I don't actually know what they were in. I don't know what the defense is in, because I just can pick random play for the defense every time. But yeah, this play is amazing. Like I said, it is great against any zone coverage. How I usually read this play for me, it's usually left to right. So I'll start out with the left. If I see that I have the quick flat route to that tight end, I always throw that immediately. And like I said, B isn't really in our route combo, or I guess progression, I should say, because it's only out there to get X open. So I'm looking at Y to see if I have the initial flat. If not, then I'm looking at X to see the post route, I should say, not X, to see if I can throw that to him really quick underneath. Now, if I immediately see that their users, over there playing the post route, then half the time you usually pretty much have this angle route wide open right here. And your other tight end on the corner route, he's going to get open. If they run Tampa 2, he's not going to get open. But if it's like a cover 3 or a cover 4, if there is no curl flat helping out over there, then he's going to be wide open every time. And something you can also do to try to help your tight end on the right get open a little bit on the corner route, you can put your running back right here on a flat route, kind of how we talked about how before you're making that curl flat, or even, cloud flat, I could say. You're either trying to pull him down to play the flat route, or he plays up high and he plays the corner route. So that's something else you could do. And if you want to have another route to kind of help out with you in the middle, what you could do is you could put your tight end right here on a bit of a hitch, probably stem him down a little bit, so it's like a very small hitch, because you don't want him running into that post route to try to pull the user down a little bit. So yeah, this play is really good. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to like this play a lot. The other play I really like out of this formation is going to be the play to the far right, RPO alert bubble. It's pretty simple. It's a normal handoff where you got an alert bubble out of it. What it's really good for is if they're, let's say they're blitzing their slot corner or whoever's right there, then you're pretty much going to be able to throw to B every time. Now, if they're dropping them in a curl flat or any type of zone, and I know they're not playing it like 100%, but they're kind of falling back just a little bit, I still would not throw it, because in this game, man, that thing can get picked. But you can see right here how that corner's blitzed off the edge. You pretty much have the RPO every time. It's not the best RPO, I'll be honest with you guys, but it is something out there to, if you notice that they're blitzing their slot DBs. The last play in this formation we're going to look at is the play in the middle. It's going to be quarterback power. Now, there's two ways that you could run this quarterback power. You can run it stock like this. It's pretty good. Typically, you want to kind of wait for the blocks to develop on it. Unless I've noticed if they run commit like straight up inside, you can peel that thing all the way to the outside with no effort. But for me, how I notice it works really good is you kind of just wait a very quick second for the blocks to develop. Now, there is another way that you can run, as you can see right there. When you let the blocks develop, you can find a hole. Another way you can run it that's really good is if you actually flip it to the left like this. So it's supposed to go to the right, but you could flip your left stick to the left. Not actually flipping the whole play, but just flipping. And what I like to do is I actually like to put, so I'm trying to put the running back out wide to the left. You can actually put the running back out wide to the left right here, or not wide to the left. You can just put him on your left hip, and the blocking is going to be really good because look how he kind of gets out there and blocks on that. I don't know what it is, but he just kind of really. He kind of just really gets out there a little bit. He doesn't get in your way or anything. He kind of immediately gets out the way, and your quarterback is kind of able to, I don't know. It works better in game. I know in practice it doesn't really seem like it's working as well, but I swear to you in game, when you motion this running back over and run to the opposite side, I'm telling you, man, it works better. I don't know what it is. Try it in game, and I'm telling you. So now we are going to be moving over to the deuce close formation. This formation is very similar to the A-soft set, how you have both the tight ends, or even A-slot. Both tight ends are lined up on the opposite side, except this time, both your receivers are now lined up inside in the slots. There's some really good stuff I like out of this. The first play we'll look at is going to be in the very middle, RPO peak stick. It's pretty simple. It's just your standard RPO. You can hot route the receiver. I wouldn't hot route the tight end because that's kind of your main thing. And if you want to, you can do whatever you want really with the receiver. I mean, you're not going to really put a real route combo out there, but a lot of times I actually like to put them on a little streak like this. And, you know, it's just a good little RPO flat play, really good for the red zone. If they're running man coverage or, you know, stuff like that, it works really well against it. You can see against Tampa, too, that corner's going to be able to kind of bite down really easy on that. I guess I never really tried it, but maybe if you, you know, put a little bit of an out right out there, you can see, like, kind of, I'm going to say pause in advance, sucks the corner. I'm not even going to finish it. It keeps the corner away from the tight end, okay? If you kind of smart route him a little bit, so that creates a nice little window there to throw that RPO. Not a smart route, but a stemmed up out route. One of my favorite plays, actually, this whole formation is the play to the far right corner and goes. This is a great play. I love this play, especially in the red zone. You got two inside zigs on your tight ends. It works so good, man. And you know, there's really not a whole lot of route combos I do out of this. The two things I either do is I either streak both the receivers right down the middle in case, let's say, they try to, you know, bring their safeties down or bite down, or if those safeties bite down or anything, I mean, you pretty much have it over the middle. If the safeties are playing high, what you could do is whatever is the far side of the field. Let's say we're like lined up on the right hash, so if we respot the ball, let's say the left side of the field is the side that we're kind of working with more space, then I'll actually put the corner out on that outside receiver like that, stem him down a bit, and then the receiver on the side, the right hash here, we would actually put him on a nice little pulse right over the middle. So that's just something I like to do. And like I said, this play is great in the red zone. Those tight ends are going to be really hard to guard, or even in really any short down situation. The running back, he could be blocked. If you don't want to block him, that's fine. You could put him on maybe like a little flat route or a little swing route to the outside. But yeah, this play is really good against man. It's really good against zone too, because, you know, a lot of times hook curls or anything in general, the zigs, inside zigs, outside zigs, they do a really good job of just getting in between those hook curls. And the very last play that we're going to look at in this deuce close, play to the far right, RPO read flat. So I'll be honest, I've never been the biggest fan of this play. I'm sure you guys have seen this play before. It is a very annoying play to stop. I've never been the biggest fan of it, so I'm not going to sit here and go in depth about how to run it because I've never really ran it. But typically, I think how everybody likes to hit RB on this quick little wheel, but I don't know. I'm not sure on the setup for this. I don't really run it a whole lot. I'm only putting it in here because anybody out there that's, you know, seen deuce close, or when you, at least this how it was in the past, when you saw the person you're going against coming out deuce close, you knew this was the play they're running. If you know, you know. Never been a big fan of it. I don't think it's also as good as it used to be, especially with all the new RPO settings, but maybe if the person you're going against is running a lot of man coverage, it might work really well. I'm really not too sure. Not my play, to be honest. So this right here is going to be the very last formation that we look at in the gun. It's going to be wing slot. So with wing slot, you have your two receivers lined up on the same side, very similar to how it was an A slot, but it's instead both of your tight ends are lined up on the opposite side. They're both lined up on the right side instead of how every other formation we've looked at, they've been on left and right. Now in this one, they're just all on the right side. So some plays that I do like to run out of this. The first one's going to be the play to the far left, motion wide receiver angle post. Now my thing is I like to actually take the motion out of this play. Running back, we can either block him or you can even put him on that little left swing, how it is in the play art. And honestly, this is just a really good quick snap play. Just kind of snap this thing stock and make a read. I mean, you got the very quick, I don't really want to say flood type concept, but a very kind of quick out concept to the right where you got a high corner route, or if you want to, you could even stem him up a little bit more, and then the low out route, and then the left, you know, you got an angle route running kind of deeper down the field, and then you got something kind of right underneath that. So Really good route combo. I like a whole lot. Something if you're going to run it, I would run it very stock. I think this play is really good against Tampa too, because if you stem route this corner route up, you're making the cloud flat have to make a decision. Does he play the out route underneath? Does he play the corner route up top? And then like we said, attacking Tampa too is a great way over the middle. You got this drag, and then you also pretty much have this little I guess it's kind of a, I don't know what you want to call it. I guess an angle route kind of. And honestly, it even works really good against a man as well. If you want to against a man, I would probably actually put the other tight end on a little drag like that. And like I said, it was a man right there. You can see how good these corner routes are against man. They destroy it. So I like this play a whole lot against cover 2 and man coverage. Or I guess I should say Tampa 2 and man coverage. Some more run plays I do like in here. I do like to play to the far left Z close duo. Duo runs are very good in this game. It's kind of like it's similar to like how the trap handoff is, if you know what I mean. But there's no trap with it. It's just a normal kind of handoff right up the middle. I don't know. Typically the blocking's really good on it, and you know, nobody really expects you to hand the ball right up the middle out of shotgun. That's kind of really what it is. So, just a really good run. There's really not a whole lot to talk about. Another really good run in this formation is to play to the far right. Z close toss. Tosses are pretty good. Even under center, they're pretty good. It's just a simple little toss, and you know your players actually. There's a lot of plays where some tosses aren't very good because the pullers are the guys that are supposed to get out there don't really get to their blocks. But these guys actually kind of make their blocks. I know right there they didn't, but that's because there was really nobody to kind of block out there. But it is another really good play. You know, you got to have some really good runs in your arsenal, especially if you're going to be in the 2 tight end formation. You got to keep the defense, you know, tame. Another really play that I kind of like, the quick snap, is going to be the play to the far left, cheat post dagger wheel. Like I said, I don't really care for the little motion on the running back. We're going to block him, or we can put him on something else. In this case, though, I think we're actually going to put him on a little flat route. And then the only really adjustment we kind of have to make here is kind of just, you can either put this tight end on a little corner route right here like this, or you can kind of streak him right down the middle. And everything on the backside is fine. That in route and the post route is all good. Just a play that we can kind of snap really stock, and just, I guess it's not really stock because you're changing the one of the tight ends and the running back, but for the most, look, that's stock to me, all right, because you're not gonna keep some of these routes out here. That's just what it is. So, and then it's another really good play for attacking Tampa too, because you got this streak right here down the middle from this tight end. Would even be really good against cover 3 if you're gonna have a quick seam throw to you know, because sometimes there's that quick window where you can fit in between the backers and the, you know, the inside third. Or you could even run it like this instead of having this tight end right here on this little outside, kind of a streak wheel type thing. You could actually maybe put him underneath on a little drag, create kind of a mesh concept. And if you want to, you could actually put the running back on the wheel right instead. That's something I would actually probably rather have him running that wheel than maybe that tight end right there. Or something else we could even do is we could actually put the outside tight end on a corner route, streak that tight end down the middle, running back on a little flat route like that. This is something I like to do a lot out of the wing slot, especially against like man coverage, because like we talked about, tight ends on corner routes are dangerous against man coverage. Now, everything else we're going to talk about in this playbook is all going to be pretty much run related, so I'm not going to sit here and go too crazy into depth with a lot of this stuff. We're going to start off with the single back. There's a couple formations I like out of this. The first one's going to be Deuce close. The run I really love out of this is going to be the halfback stretch, because you really never know what side's getting ran to, because both sides look the exact same. Like you don't, because a lot of times with under center runs, you know where it's getting ran to, either because of how the alignment is, the formations. You got this many people loaded up on this side, or you see that, okay, well, for example, we're on the right hash. You think it's going to go to the left because that's the wide side of the field, but we could easily run this thing to the right because everything just looks the same. There's no misalignment of our tight ends or offensive line. Everybody's kind of lined up equally, so we could run this either way is what I'm saying, and the defense just really doesn't know where. I also like this wing type formation as well. It's got a really nice stretch out of it, just because this pretty much is one of the more beefier formations we're going to run. We're going to bring out 3 tight ends, and we're going to just pretty much line up and run this thing. When I was running this playbook, this was definitely one of my go-to run play calls, just because, you know, you literally have 3 tight ends on the line, and you can even, I know we have more tight ends lined up to the right, so you think it's going to the right, but you could still kind of backdoor this thing to the left if they just load everybody to that right side. My I form that I personally like the most out of all these, I like the I form close, just because kind of similar to how we talked about Deuce close. The alignment of it is kind of, it's a neutral to an extent, but it also has this halfback toss out of it. It's honestly one of my favorite pitches in the game. Like I said, pitches are really good in this game out of shotgun or under center. It really does not matter. They're just really good. And I don't think the other ones had a pitch. I could be completely wrong, but this one also kind of has a tight end lined up to the side where you are pitching it. So I really like this one a lot. This is another go-to. This one and the single back wing were some of my go-to run calls, especially to start the game. And the very last formation we're going to take a look at is going to be pistol ace. It's very similar to the gun ace. It's just in pistol. Really, the only thing I kind of like out of this is the halfback stretch. You can kind of either run it to the left or to the right. Very similar to how we talked about with the single back deuce. You don't really know which side it's going to go to, and it could be equally as good no matter which side that you run it to. Another really good run. And yeah, man, that's pretty much how I personally like to run the Minnesota playbook. Like I said, I ended up moving on to the Jets playbook. Link down in the description if you want the breakdown of that. I personally liked it a little bit more just because of the gun empty ace. Just imagine this ace formation we talked about, right? But instead of having to motion this running back out wide, he already starts out wide. Like, it's going to look a little something like this already. So that's personally why I moved on to Jets. Now, I'm also going to be real, y'all. This is probably one of the last Madden videos you guys are going to see me upload. I'm actually about to be grinding college a lot more just because I've been kind of going back and forth playing these games. It's kind of a lot trying to make content on 2 different games, especially on one channel. And I don't really want to kind of work on making a whole nother channel for a whole nother game because it's kind of a lot right now. I don't really have the most time on my hands. I upload content, I stream, and I also work a job, so having to kind of do 2 channels is kind of too much. I don't really want to do that. But a lot of the college videos that I do make, you guys can apply these to Madden as well. So if you're someone that only watches my Madden content, it's fine. You know, when I do tip videos and breakdowns in college, some of that stuff you can still apply to Madden. I say some of the stuff because, well, if I go through like a certain playbook or something, you might not be able to. But whatever the meta on Madden is, the meta is on college. That's just what it is. If something works on Madden, it usually works on college, vice versa. And I wanted to get this out as kind of my last Madden video just because it was a playbook that I have ran and some of you guys did ask for it. And I'll be honest, like, if you're going to run this Minnesota playbook, there is much better stuff to run than the stuff I offered you guys. I'm just going to be completely real with you. I mean, like I said, you have bunch tight end, which it is a very good bunch tight end. The tight Y off stuff is really good in this playbook. Like, if you're going to run this playbook, that is probably the stuff you're going to look at. I mean, it even has empty bunch Y. That's probably one of the better empties in the game. So, you know, I'm not saying the stuff I gave you isn't good. It's just the stuff I ran of it. I've always been a 2 tight end guy or even a 2 backfield running back guy. That's just kind of the stuff I've ran. And in personally, when I throw the ball out of 3 wide receiver sets, I actually like to run wide trips. This doesn't really have a wide trips. I'm kind of a big fan of those, so not something I really touched up on a whole lot. But yeah, man, if you guys did enjoy this video, man, drop a like. And even though I'm not going to be uploading any more Madden content, man, it's all going to be college football stuff. If you guys do enjoy the tip type videos, the breakdowns and stuff like that, you can still sub to the channel. But until next time, man, I'll see y'all boys in the next one.